People of God, we're believing God that we are in a season for the people of God, not just for the world, but for the people of God, of restoration and enlargement. Restoration, being restored, things coming back to you that have been taken, that have been stolen, that have been lost. But then once you are restored, we're just not staying in a place of being restored, just staying in a place of restoration. Too many people have become comfortable in staying in a place of restoration. They have hit a plateau, but God is saying it's not just a season of plateau. It's not just a season of restoration, but it's a season of restoration and enlargement. What is enlargement? Enlargement is increase, expansion, or amplification. What does enlargement look like? And restoration and enlargement, let me say, it looked like Job. He lost it all. He lost his health. He lost his wealth. He lost his children. What does it look like? It says that in Job was restored. All of those things were restored, and he had twice as much. So he had everything that he had, and then on top of that, he had more. The widow that went to Elijah and said, "Hey, I need something," and from 2 Kings 4 1 through 7, and went to the prophet of God. It was Elisha, and talked to the prophet of God and said, "Hey, they're coming to take my kids, the debtors." That means she was in debt. She had lost some things, but what happened? He said, "Get some oil bottles." He said, "Go borrow, and don't borrow a few. Get a whole bunch of them." And then he started pouring the oil, and the oil began to run and began to flow, and then it filled up all of the bottles. And then he said, after the oil finished running, he said, "Go out and sell those bottles, take care of your debts, and then you and your boys live on the rest." Taking care of the debts, that's restoration. But then the enlargement was, now this woman becomes an oil baron. She's able to have a whole business of selling oil and living for the rest of her life with her oil, the money and the proceeds from her oil, to take care of herself and her business. That's restoration and enlargement.